Hello, lovelies. I wanted to come and talk to you today, woman to woman. I know that there may be some men that are watching, and you might be able to benefit from this video too. But really, I just wanted to have a little chat with the ladies. So before you get into this video, if you want, go ahead and grab your tea, get yourself some coffee or some water or whatever you want, and cuddle up and just lean in and let's just have a little heart to heart, okay? So, as you may or may not know, I don't know if I've ever shared this on my channel before, but I am a wife of 15 years and a mother of 4. Mr. Davis and I were high school sweethearts. We met actually in the 8th grade in middle school and became really best friends in about 10th grade, and it just blossomed from there. Well, we got married early. I was 19, he was 20, and we moved overseas. He was in the military for a while I was finishing school, and we'll probably get into more of those details in future videos. But the point of today's video is that I wanted to talk about support. And when I say support, I don't mean necessarily dollars, like financial support. What I really mean is, when you become a wife, and for all of those women out there who are aspiring to be wives or wanting to be wives in the future, take notes, because this information is applicable to any relationship. It doesn't just have to be romantic, but primarily romantic relationships. Whether you're in the early stages or whether you've been married for a long time and you're just wanting to build up the relationship that you have with your spouse. Being supported by your partner and offering unconditional support to your partner is always healthy in a marriage. And I think sometimes we can confuse love, which is a whole different situation, a whole different can of worms, with other things. And support is really just being a cheerleader, being there for your partner. In my particular situation, I don't know if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, and you probably won't know this, but if you have been following me for any length of time, or even if you've been there since the very early stages, way back in, I don't know, 2010, 2009, you may have seen a few of my earlier videos. I think one of them is titled Anger Management, or I'd have to go back and reread the titles, but they're talking about some of my frustrations in my relationship. At the time, the space that we were in the season that we were in, we were having some financial difficulties, and we were having to move out of our home, and I was really frustrated, and I expressed those frustrations in my video. And he saw the video. I shared the video with him, and at the time, it was a strain. The finances were really a strain on us because the lines of communication were not open. I'm sure he was having some feelings of his own that he wasn't sharing with me, because as a man, he wants to be able to provide for his family and make us comfortable, and we weren't comfortable at that time. So that's a strain. And being uncomfortable, I wanted to hold him accountable and responsible for making us more comfortable. But that struggle just, that struggle for power and, the lack of communication just made for a really tense situation. And that was expressed in those videos. So you can go back and watch them if you're interested. But now looking back in hindsight, I can see that, seasons change and situations change, but what doesn't change is the need for that unconditional support from your partner, and the need for you to be offering that unconditional support to your partner. Okay, what prompted this video? I'm sure you're probably thinking, get to the point, right? Get to the point, Rochelle. Okay, so the point is, Today, my husband comes home, Mr. Davis himself. He is a serial entrepreneur. And when I say that, I mean that in like the most basic sense of the term. Like, he is always thinking of the next big business that is just gonna change our lives and create all this wealth. And, we're just gonna be a rags to riches story, okay? So he comes home today and he has this amazing idea. And he says, I want a favor. And I said, whatever it is, the answer is yes, consider it done. And he's like, yeah, well, you don't even know what it is yet. And me, being the wife that I am, it's been 15 years now we've been married, so I know pretty much how to handle him. So I said, yeah, it's consider it done. Yeah, whatever it is. Well, little did I know that he had another big idea. And once he kind of shared the idea with me, as it turns out, it's something that I don't actually fully agree with per se. But whether I agree or not is not really important at all. And part of what my frustration was years ago in the video that I mentioned earlier is that I didn't realize that my agreement is not important, should not inform my level of support. So I shared with him what my concerns were. I shared with him my sentiment, and then I ended by letting him know that I support whatever he decides to do, because ultimately I do. As a man and as an entrepreneur, taking risk and pursuing his business ideas and applying his own personal creativity to his ideas, it is life for him. It's life. And if he isn't able to do that, he is depressed and he's down, and he's not living his best life. I see him unhappy, which makes me unhappy, which has an impact on the entire family, and really the quality of our lives diminishes exponentially. So that support, just having that support for me, gives him a safe space to either explore his ideas and explore those business endeavors, or to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and listen to my wife and heed the caution and go in a different direction. But either way, the relationship is preserved. Money can be restored. Any investments that may be lost can always be restored. You can always generate more wealth, and you can always get more money. But once a relationship is damaged, it is very difficult and sometimes impossible, depending on the two people that are involved, to restore that. And so I just want to encourage those wives out there to really think about how you can support your spouse, how you can support your husband. He needs that from you. And if he doesn't get it from you, he will either seek it elsewhere or have a quality of life that is far below what he is entitled to, and what he should be able to expect as your man, as your spouse. I don't like the idea of my man having to feel like he's not getting the best of anything. So I need him to know that he's going to get 110% support from me, just like he gets 110% from me in every other area and in every other way. Be blessed, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that this video was helpful to you. Please come back and share your thoughts in the comments below. If you have any questions or any topics that you would like to see or hear me address, from 15 years of marriage, and like I said, we have 4 beautiful children, 11, 9, 3, and a 1-year-old. So we run the gamut. We've been through so much, and I would love to sow into your marriages and into your relationships. So please leave me a comment below if you have any topics that you're interested in hearing me discuss, and nothing is off the table. Please go ahead and follow me on Periscope at Whatsoever Things RL, and also you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Whatsoever Things Are Lovely, and you'll find those handles in the comments below as well, or in the description box below. All right, thank you for watching.